we always like watch RuPaul. Whenever we see a queen pop up, I'm like, that's you. Like, so whenever Tatiana pops up and it's like, I'm still speaking, you will speak when I am finished. My boyfriend goes, that's you. And I'm like, no, because literally shut the up when I'm talking. Like,
Oh, what's scandalous? I don't have a sugar daddy. I've never had a sugar daddy. If I wanted a sugar daddy, yes, I could probably go out there and get one.
but I don't need to.
Anymore.
And you'll never get one because you're not that girl. Because and I am what? Sickening.
So iconic. Hey campers, welcome back to another episode of Gay and Afraid with me, your host, Eric Sedeño, or better known as Rico Taquito. This is the podcast where we are putting the camp back in camping. Today we're talking about all things pop culture, the recent VMAs, how pop culture shaped our gay awakenings, and we even get into wedding planning. Joining me by the campfire today is the iconic, pop culture savvy, sassy Louis Levanti.
Woohoo! Wedding planning.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
Oh, okay.
You'll see.
I'm like, what? Am I getting married?
It's light. It's light. It's
Okay,
light.
okay,
Well,
okay.
I might propose, so
Oh, thank you.
we're both taken.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm sweating a little bit, but that's just kind of like me being me.
It gets cold in here, so
yeah, I feel the breeze now, which is really nice. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I'm doing really great.
You look gorgeous today.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like your top.
It's not mine.
Oh, it's your
I
boyfriend's.
stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. It is my boyfriend's. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We just moved together, and I think if we didn't live together, it would be his top. But now we share a closet, so it is mine by default.
It's like our top.
It's our top.
See, I've been dating my boyfriend for 2 years, and we had the like, should we move in together? And both like, we need another year. But it's only because we're like on opposite schedules. Like he's a morning person, and I'm like a night owl. And so
Oh.
it's like funny, but it like I think we both need a year to like
See,
see
I
how this
disagree because I'm the morning person and Justin, my boyfriend, is the night person, and it works perfectly.
really.
I'm up at 5 a.m. going to the gym, and he's still unconscious. And then when I get back, he's already done getting ready for his day, and then I can slide in and get ready for like my
Oh.
day, like my work day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like kind of perfect.
That is nice. See, I don't know. I'm just like, also me and my boyfriend, our relationship is so anti-internet. Like we don't do anything on the internet. Like
Mhm.
that I would be a little freaked out if I was home and I was like trying to make a TikTok and he was like also home back there. I'd be like, don't look at me. Like I
Don't
like,
listen to
don't
me.
listen to me.
Don't you dare judge me. I see.
Okay, who's the crazy one in your relationship?
We're crazy in different ways. He is crazy in like he'll always text me and be like, I'm manic. I'm having a manic episode. And I'm like, okay, you're insane. What happened? Did you just like, I don't know, forget to bring your lunch? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so you're tipping an entire china cabinet over one dropped plate. Like, calm down. I'm
Oh, that's a
crazy in
good
the sense
say.
where like, I'm super like, this needs to be done. I want to do this, or like just like insane on the internet where I'm like, I don't care what I say.
Yeah. So like my boyfriend is so dramatic. And like I always get the rap for being the dramatic one because I'm also dramatic. But like he's so dramatic and he'll text me, he's like, I had the worst day of my life today. It was like so awful. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, the intern talked to me. I'm like, okay, please, like, please. I'm like, the drama is so real. He's like, no one has it as hard as me. And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, I got on the subway and it was hot. I'm like,
Oh
my God.
God.
Like, he's so dramatic.
My boyfriend is literally,
Like,
they'd probably
so-
be best of friends. And like, he just does, like, I talked to his mom about this. I'll be
Oh,
like,
really?
he did this. And she's, oh my God. And she's like, he's been like that since he was little.
That-
No, trust me. I'm like, oh, great. I'm buckled up for the long haul.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I literally got the email and I shit myself. I screamed. I cried.
Yay.
I took a shot.
I'm so glad you're excited. It's like my favorite thing to do. And like I
It's
get
so
to
fun.
meet so many fun people.
We just get to talk and talk shit.
Yeah. So I wanted to start with the past. We're doing our past, present, future thing. And so I wanted to start with the past and like a brief synopsis of like the name of the show. So this is supposed to be a funny story, so you can laugh. But when I was like a gay little like 6th, 7th grader, I went on camping trip with my Boy Scout troop. And all the Boy Scouts gathered me. We were around the fire. We gathered around the fire. And they all turned to me and asked if I was gay. And I literally was like nothing in that moment but gay and afraid. Like literally.
What ballsy young kids that you were around.
They're like, are you gay? And I was like, no, like it's not me. Like it's someone else. I was like, I don't know. I was just like trying to fake it so hard. But I would have never guessed I'd grow up to be me. So I'm like really grateful. And it's like such a funny moment that's like stuck in my head forever. Do you have any moments from your childhood where you're like, oh, I'm gay and I'm afraid?
Well, also, did that inspire your series where you're like, they're like, "Oh, you're gay, you like Beyonce," and you're like, "I just think she's hot."
That was a real thing that happened to me. I said I thought Lady Gaga was hot. I literally, that was like my scapegoat to like when someone would call me gay, I'm like, I think Lady Gaga is so hot. And then there was that rumor started going around that she had a dick.
And you're like, "Ew." No, but no, you were like, "Wait." No, you were like, "This is great."
I was like, wait a minute. Like, maybe. Like, it was like, but I definitely was gay and like couldn't tell, like let myself know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think for me, this is kind of weird. So this is like my theory of like why I think everybody's a little gay. When I was in like elementary school, middle school, I played soccer, so I had a soccer team,
Mhm.
and we always did like soccer team sleepovers. And I was always like kind of bullied by them in a sense, but it wasn't because I
Mhm.
was like different or anything, but I think it was probably because they sensed something that they
Yeah.
maybe didn't like. But what would happen at these sleepovers is like they would like be mooning each other, they'd be pantsing each other, they'd be doing all this weird shit. And it made me think like, oh no, this is normal. Like this is
Yeah.
allowed. And then as I grew up with these people, bullying got worse. But then I just felt like I was coming more into it where I was like, oh, okay, like maybe I am a little different, but I'm not
Mhm.
gonna go tell people because I don't know what the it is.
Yeah.
But then I started to like I reflect now and I'm like, okay, so why did I ask for the Destiny's Child CD when I was in elementary school for Christmas?
Oh,
Why did I
literally.
want Santa to bring that to me? And it was because I was kind of similar where I was like, I'm in love with Beyonce, but not because I love her, but because I want to be her. Like,
Literally, like Lady Gaga turned me gay. Like I wasn't gay
yes.
until she sang Poker Face, and I was like, okay, this is like really like I know who I am now.
Yeah,
Like
literally.
why?
Yeah, I'm a
That song
huge
is so funny too.
that's Beyonce for me because I would watch her like we're getting into award show stuff, but like I would watch her religiously. And I'd be like, Beyonce's on TV. Like, Mom, can I please stay up? And she'd be like, yeah, sure. She'd watch it with me. Like, I still remember her at the BET Awards. I don't know how old I was, but like the one where she's like sliding across the floor. And I was like,
Oh,
that is a woman. And I'm not into that, but I'm into it.
Beyonce's also a performer, so
Mhm.
it's like so easy to fall in love with her on stage.
Yeah,
I just went to her concert.
me too.
I was in tears. I was in tears.
I couldn't breathe.
I couldn't. It was like you were at Club Renaissance too. You were like down in the pit,
I
right?
was the row outside of
Side of
Club
it. Oh, okay,
Renaissance,
okay.
which personally for me was nicer because I had a seat, even
Yeah.
though I never sat
Sat
down.
down. Yeah.
But it was just having her walk in front of me was like so full circle because I've only seen her in the nosebleed seats.
Mhm.
So finally getting to like do that with my boyfriend, I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like this is so cool. And also with my boyfriend, like that's
Yeah.
insane.
I know. I got I got taken by a brand, so I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
But yeah. And we were like in their suite, and I asked my boyfriend, I was like, "Can I take my best friend who is a Beyonce stan?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Mm.
And so I should have taken him. But I took my friend. You're gonna make me look like a bad boyfriend on this episode.
He's a bad boyfriend. You should always take your boyfriend first because that's a new loyalty.
I asked permission. And he like loves my friend, so it's okay.
See, I didn't have any friend that I wanted to bring. I was instantly like, actually, I was originally going with who was just on your podcast, Dahlia.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
bought seats together, and then I was like, hey, I'm
Like,
actually getting
going-
moved to the floor. And she's like, literally, you.
You're
And I was like,
like-
I'm so sorry. And then I went to my boyfriend. I was like, it was his birthday gift. I surprised him
Oh,
with it.
okay.
And I was like, we're going to Floor. And his thing was like, I love Beyonce. You love her more, but like, I'm so excited to experience this with you.
Yeah,
And I was like,
that's
yeah.
really sweet.
And he was like tossing his body around down there. I was on the floor crawling. I was sweating, getting spit on. It was great. It was amazing.
Dreams do come true.
They do. I'm about to cry.
Okay, so wait, where are you from? Are you from the east? No, like the northeast?
I'm from Long Island.
You're from Long Island.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know you went to Ithaca.
Oh, Ithaca.
Ithaca College? Ithaca College?
Ithaca College,
Okay, okay.
upstate New York, baby,
Yeah.
in the tundra.
Yeah. I was reading your article on LA Voyage. Is that
Yeah.
what it's called? Yeah. So I was like stalking you.
Yeah. I was like, everybody needs to know my backstory. I was like, in case, something happens.
Was growing up on Long Island like nice because you were in proximity to New York, or was it weird?
So I actually hate New York City.
You do?
I hate New York City.
Why?
Well, for Long Island, I lived like middle of Long Island, so an hour to the Hamptons, hour to the city by train, but I was 8 minutes from the beach.
Oh,
So I was like a beach kid. I loved the summers. Like that was my thing. I hated the winters. And then as I grew up, I ended up working in New York City 1st
Mhm.
at like I started interning there. Hell on earth. The worst thing ever. It smells.
It does.
It smells like piss, first of all.
Well, occasionally.
No, all the
Piss, trash, and
time.
barf,
Death.
and I don't know, like it's kind of refreshing sometimes.
I think and like this is like because I get shit for this all the time. This is not to attack anybody who lives in New York City because I know you do. And like if
Yes.
there are people who like New York City and there are people who like LA. I don't like the city. I like Long Island. I loved upstate New York. I just
Yeah.
didn't like. I like spread out. I
Mm,
hate like taking a subway. I hate being told like either you take like a 20-minute subway or you walk for 40 minutes. Like, no, I
yeah.
want to get in a car and drive.
Or a 35-minute Uber. Like, it's
No,
like
no, no. Yeah, I just didn't like it because it was like, also, I think it was tainted by my work. I
Yeah,
worked in
probably.
Times Square.
Oh, that's where my first job was. When I
Mhm.
got my first internship was in Times Square. And when I got the offer and they were like, you're gonna be in Times Square, I was like living. Like in my head, I was like, this is gonna be amazing. I was
Best
so
day
excited. And
ever.
then I was like, it was like 8:30 a.m. I'm getting off the train. I'm walking past Mickey and Minnie with their head off, smoking a cigarette.
You're like, take a picture.
Good Morning America is like filming and the crowd is like in the way. And I'm like, if I don't get the to my office right now, I'm gonna hit someone. Like, it's like it
Mhm.
turned out being like the worst place. And then also I'd work until like 9 p.m. sometimes. And you leave the office and you walk out and it's like bright as day because of all the LEDs. And I was like, this is the worst place on the planet.
Where did you work?
I worked at an ad agency.
Okay.
It was called Translation.
Okay. Well, it's so funny. I interned at Good Morning America.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so I was an intern.
So probably a 42nd, 43rd.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
well, it was I was in Lincoln Center
Okay.
for like my regular
Oh, okay.
day-to-day stuff, but for the show, I would be up because I'm on Long Island. I would be up at like 2:30 in the morning to catch like the earliest train. I would get to the city around 4 and I would go to the studio. The show would start. I'd be helping prep and then I would leave at 9 from the stage, walk out into Times Square, be like this is disgusting. And
Yeah.
then I would walk to Lincoln Center.
Why?
I refused to take the subway.
It's like 15 blocks. It's like 20 blocks, right?
And you know what? My butt looked great and it looked phenomenal and I was so fit, but I just refused to take the subway.
That is crazy behavior.
I take the subway now
The
if I go.
subway, like in Times Square, that subway station sucks.
Mhm.
It's so bad. I mean, like, actually, they renovated part of it, and the new part is really good. But
The 1, 2, and 3, if I remember correctly, are the disgusting ones. And
that's
then there's
what I
like
used to live off of.
the Q, the yellow letters. Those
Yeah,
are pretty.
the NRQW.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good.
Like I want to go on those and be like, you ever see have you seen Tube Girl? Who's like trending right now?
Tube Girl. Yeah, she does like her videos.
I want to go back to New York City, get on the nicer ones and become Tube Girl.
Someone would hate you if
And
you
you
were
know
Tube
what?
Girl.
And that is the path I chose.
She kind of eats though. Her like little, she has like a fan on the tube or something. Like she's like
Yeah.
standing for the AC. I'm like, she eats.
Because the middle of the tube shoots air out because it's from the sides, so she
Yeah.
gets it perfectly.
Have you been to London? Have you gone on the tube?
No, I
It's
want to go.
So much nicer than it's clean and it's like doesn't stink and there's no trash. And I'm like, New York is absolutely terrible. Like,
But you love it.
No, yeah, like I love it. But like, I mean, when you compare to like other places, you're like, why is it like this?
Yeah, like why do we let this happen?
Yeah, New York is really nasty. I love it so much.
Well, also LA is nasty, so I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not. Like people will show pictures of LA and they're like, "Oh, it's so beautiful, the place of dreams," and I'm like, "That is a picture from like years ago, not even years ago, like decades ago."
Well, my first day here, I like landed, I took a nap, and then I went to the beach, like a 9-minute drive to the beach. I was like, okay, I get why people live here.
Mhm.
Like, and then I paid $15 for parking and I did my little run and then I hung out at the beach and I was like, it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
But then the traffic home sucked.
Traffic home is the worst. Like
Yeah.
just driving here is bad if you're like someone who doesn't like to drive or doesn't like being in traffic. Like I've dealt with traffic coming back from like upstate New York, so I was like, this is nothing. It's just that people don't know how to drive here.
Yeah.
So I'm more likely to get in an accident.
Yeah.
Whereas in New York, people are more aggressive, but they know how to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are bad at driving here. Okay, wait. So you said you used to want to be a doctor, but you don't like blood.
Bitch, you wanna hear this story? I was in high school
Mhm.
and I was determined. I was like, I loved biology. I loved like doing the experiments. I loved doing like little droppers of things, looking through a microscope. I was like, ooh, I'm so smart. And I was smart. Like, and I'm gonna toot my own horn.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a doctor. I maybe will go into forensics. Like I was really into that. So I took a forensics class.
Mm.
They did not tell me. I was signed a waiver before the class. I'm like, why am I signing a waiver before a high school class? What is this? We watched an autopsy.
Oh,
They cut the
the
body
body
open.
open? And you like went through all the organs and everything?
I didn't. It was on a screen. I was watching it on a movie, so I wasn't even actually really doing it. I was watching and I threw up.
That has to be yeah, I couldn't handle that.
And they were like, oh yeah, like when after that happened, the teacher was kind of like, hey, listen, for like doctors or, if you even like a gym teacher, you have to go and actually do an autopsy, be there in the room with it and do that. And
That's part of it?
yeah, I think you have to do that. Like you have to get a cadaver.
Oh,
You take
yeah.
that class. PT people do it. I was like, okay, so this isn't the path for me.
That's a really,
And I was lost. I had no idea what I wanted to do.
really crazy thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cutting
Yeah.
open bodies, not for me.
So then you went into digital media and like marketing kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know what I was gonna do, so I toured Ithaca, and they're
Mhm.
like, "We have a TV studio." I'm like, "That sounds fun."
Yeah.
And it ended up being like my major was like considered like the fake major, but it was because we didn't have to write papers. We had to like produce TV.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "Oh, that's important because a lot of you watch TV."
Yeah.
So whatever. And that's how I'm here.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's really, when did you graduate?
2019.
Okay. Oh, I'm 2018. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I went
okay.
to senior part.
Old.
I do want to go back to like when you were like a kid though. Like,
Mhm.
what type of kid were you? Were you like a show off? Were you like loud? Or were you shy?
I wasn't. My mom likes to say I wasn't shy, but I was quiet and reserved because she thought I would be like, she would watch me and she was like, you would be away from a bunch of kids and you'd be observing them.
Okay.
And you knew like what they were doing was wrong or what they were doing was stupid, and you would judge them, and then you would look over at the adults and kind of be like, get your kids.
So you're always a bitchy gay.
I've always been. I was like, Mom, you should have known. Like you should have just started like, I don't know, dealing with it then.
Yeah.
But I was shy up until probably middle school, like 7th grade. Like 6th
Okay.
grade, I was still like shy. I was like still like braces, bowl cut. Like
Mhm.
I wasn't cool. And then I played soccer, so I was like, oh,
Okay.
I'm the soccer captain,
Yeah.
bitch. And then I was actually like, I came into my confidence.
Okay.
But I was always like good at
It's like-
school.
Did it come from sports, like your confidence, you think? Or
I think it came from knowing. I know I'm smart. Like it came from me being good at school. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I actually know what I'm doing. Like I always get good grades. And then soccer, I was like, okay, I'm athletic. I was like, I don't want to be like that popular kid, but I felt like, okay, I can do this. Like I can be talkative, I can be loud, I can be social. And from there it just kind of grew. Being a soccer captain was kind of helpful too, because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
leading a team of people who some of them didn't like me because it was the people that bullied me. And I was like, well, I'm in charge of you. So
Yeah.
shut up. And then I got into high school and I had my set friend group. College, I went to a college where nobody knew me.
Oh,
So-
that's perfect.
So I was really just like able to meet new people. I was like forced to make friends. And that was really where it set up. I was like, I have confidence.
Yeah, that's good. See, like, I think I got my confidence when I moved to New York, which is why I like love it so much, even though it's kind of trash. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, people are gonna be mad.
Yeah.
New Yorkers are gonna be mad because New York is great, but
Yeah.
the city kind of sucks sometimes.
It does. And also, if it rains there, it's cold. Yeah, it's just not for me.
Yeah, but you were like, but you were always yourself. Like, you always.
Always myself. I don't think I ever acted. The only time I acted was because I was afraid of people thinking or knowing that
That
I
was-
liked men.
Yeah.
And it was weird too because I had a lot of girlfriends.
Girl.
Relationships before high school don't count.
They don't.
They don't count.
Well, I count mine because they're funny.
It counts in like the bit. It doesn't
Yeah.
count for like if people are like, who have you dated? I'm like,
Dated,
I
yeah.
don't fucking know. But I only dated girls and like, well, because I'm bi. So like I like am attracted to girls, but like right now I have a boyfriend, so I'm like, I'm not. Like I
Yeah.
don't look at anybody at that point. But back then, like it wasn't weird for me to be like talking to the girls or
Yeah.
whatever. And then as time went on, I was like, maybe I do like some boys. Maybe they are cute.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not just like somebody I want to be friends with.
Yeah. Oh, I had like the biggest crush on one of my like high school friends. And then I was like, I was obsessed with him. Like I was obsessed. And I thought it was like, that's what friendship is. I was like, no, I wanted to marry him.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to marry him so bad.
You wanted to
Like,
kiss him.
Yes. Like I think like I remember he went on a date with a girl and they made out and he told me and I was mad at him for like a whole week. And I was like, but I was like, that's not a normal straight like reaction. I was like, why was I mad?
Yeah, it's also too like, do you think because like you were more of like, oh, I'm in love with them. I feel like I would get into scenarios because I had girlfriends and I also had a guy friend group.
Yeah.
I felt like when I was with the guy friend group, I wasn't like obsessed with them. I think they made me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Where I was like, I am not like them. I'm not a bro. I'm not into sports. Like I'm into sports playing them. I'm not into sports watching them. Like
Yeah.
so it made me feel super weird. But with the girls, I was like, they could be doing their makeup
Oh.
and stuff, and I'd just be chilling, like, yeah, let's shoot the shit, like do whatever.
I've always been a girls guy. Like
Mhm.
I find so much comfort in women.
Yeah.
They're just like the oh my god. Hanging out with the girls is like my safe zone. It always has been. And I always like had girlfriends, even when I was like a little kid. This is so funny. When I was in like preschool, my mom picked me up for the doctor one day early, and then I was like, "Bye, guys, I'm leaving," and it was all girls, and they all got up and hugged me one by one.
That's so cute.
To say goodbye to me. And my mom was like, "Oh, you're a little ladies man." I was like,
No,
"No,
babe.
even back then, babe, I was a girl's gay." Like, it was like so funny. But I was actually really shy in high school.
Mhm.
I think I was just like shielding myself from like letting people see me.
Yeah.
Now I'm just making up for lost time, babe.
I feel that. Also, were you best friends with your mom when you were younger?
Yeah.
Me too.
And
My mom is still like my girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
my mom is like, they would always call me like a mama's boy because
Yeah.
like I was like, okay. And then now my mom and I we get into like spats, and I think it's just so funny. It's because I'm the only child to move away.
Mhm.
And I feel like she's like, "I miss you, come home." But I'm like,
Oh.
"I'm sorry, I'm in New York."
And where are you from originally?
I'm from Dallas.
Oh, okay, so you're far. You're a little
Yeah,
farther from her.
yes.
Yeah, well, I'm across the world. Like
Yeah,
at this
you're
point.
really across the country.
And I remember telling my mom, I was like, I just got this opportunity. I need to leave. And she
Yeah.
was like, it's time. She's like, she knew I wanted to leave, but not because of her, because of my dad or my family. She was like, you don't belong here anymore.
Yeah.
And when she dropped me off at the airport, I've never sobbed so hard. Now she'll know.
Yeah.
She was waiting outside of the security at JFK, and I was walking through, and I turned, was taking a video of her because I did a vlog. And she goes,
Aw. Tears.
I'm about to cry now. Like, I remember that so vividly, and I was like, holy shit. Like, that's
Yeah.
my best friend. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I remember when my mom dropped me off, like she was crying so hard, and like I started crying because like I was like, she's so sad. She's gonna miss me so much. I was like, I'll be back in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, well, also when I moved, I had an internship, and I didn't know I was gonna live in New York
Mhm.
after. I was like, I had this thing in my head. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll make it. And then, but in my head, I thought I was like, I'm probably moving back to Dallas because
Mhm.
like I didn't think I had the strength to like actually be that person. And then it wound up working out for me. So I literally moved to New York with like 2 suitcases, like a carry-on and a suitcase, and then I just like went from there.
Yeah.
And I think that's like so wild. Like, it's nice your parents are supportive though, that they like.
Yeah. My
love you.
dad is still like that, though, where he's like, come home.
Oh, really?
He's like, we need you home. Because like both my brothers still live there, but one of my brothers has moved out, still on Long Island. The other one lives at home still. But my dad's just always like, when I'm home, he's like, it's nice having you here. And I'm like, unfortunately, this isn't forever. Like, I leave in a week. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, get what you can now,
Yeah.
enjoy it, but then come see me. Like,
Yeah.
come change of scenery and see what I do.
I know. I'm like out here. I'm like, I like LA when I'm out here because it's such a change of pace from New York.
Yep.
Oh, wait, can I ask it? Do you have like a gay awakening? Like, or like someone you saw on TV that you were like, okay, he's the one.
Yep.
For me, it's between the Sprouse twins on Sweet Life. Like
Shut up.
No.
Is your boyfriend blonde?
No.
Okay. Okay.
He's brunette.
I was like, because I have like a theory, but is that those were two of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then the other one was like Zac Efron and Corbin Blue. I wanted them to kiss. I
Mhm.
wanted them to kiss so bad when I was watching that movie. But like, yeah, do you have one?
I have a few, and they've moved throughout time. So my first one ever, and this is super reminiscent of why my boyfriend is my boyfriend. Aladdin.
Oh, okay.
He
was hot.
Fine.
Aladdin's so hot.
Let's take away the fact that he's technically like a child. Adult
Is
Aladdin.
he a child?
He's like young. He's like 16, something like that.
He's 24.
He's 24.
Well,
in
like
my
when
eyes.
I'm 6, he's 24. Like, do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like as a cartoon,
That's an adult.
that's
Him,
an adult. Yeah.
he was fine. Like instant. I was like, oh, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what?
And he has that little like
the open.
open.
That does it for me sometimes. And there's
Isn't
like
it?
a little chest show, and I'm like, okay. And then this was later. 4 from Divergent, super niche. He's like the counterpart to the main girl.
The hot Australian guy, like the
Ye-
actor is like,
Yes,
guy?
he was in The White Lotus.
yeah, he's
And he
like
was, like,
super hot.
Him.
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
one.
Actually, he might not be Australian. I feel like he might.
I think he is Australian.
Yeah.
Him, because he is like also still like
Super
darker
hot.
features. Like I was like,
I
you.
was so into Divergent.
He was the
so
reason.
Yeah. Well, I read the books and I was like, I
Me
need
too.
to see this movie. And then he had all those tattoos in the movie, and I was like, that man could. I was like 13. I was
Skin
like, that man
showing.
could.
His skin was showing. I'm like,
Okay, who else?
there was someone else in that realm.
See, it was like the Disney turned me gay. Disney really did it.
The
Like,
nerd in Tarzan. Is it the nerd in Tarzan?
wait, is there like a live action?
No, he has like glasses and he has like cartoon. I forgot his name, but
He can't be cute.
No, he.
Oh,
is.
wait. Are you talking about, what about Atlantis? What about that guy?
Maybe he's from Atlantis.
That guy from Atlantis, and he's like dorky.
Oh,
He
it's
has the
so bad that
glasses with, like, he has your hair. Literally
It's so
your hair.
bad that I said Tarzan because there's like a adult tape of the guy from Tarzan and that guy from Atlantis, and that's why I said he's from Tarzan. Not that I've watched it. I'm just saying it was on my Twitter.
Why was that top of mind?
It was on my Twitter. It was on my Twitter. My ex.
Oh, okay.
I think those are my big three.
Yeah, I would say like those are my those that like High School Musical made me gay.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Gaga when she had a dick. No. no, but like I just remember I was so attracted. Even like Freddie from iCarly, who wasn't cute. Oh no, it was like David Henry from
David Henry
from Wizards
of Waverly Place,
and Max. Like they were both cute. You know what I mean? But,
Max, when Max was in the movie New Year's Eve because he was a little bit older, that's when he did it for me. When he was like Max in that show, I was like,
yeah, like I don't think I was attracted to him when he was like in that show. Like also we're the same age. Like we're all like
it's fine.
Like back then, like I had a crush on someone who's like my age.
Yeah,
like
that's normal. Like,
but he grew up to be like so hot. Like
yes.
I remember we were like the same age, and he came out on the Fosters, and I was like, when did he get so pretty?
Mm-hmm.
And I was still straight.
Yes. Straight.
But he was only on like the Fosters for like one episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he was supposed to be a recurring, and then I think I read something where they like switched him out with someone who looks like him.
Noah Centineo took over.
What do you think of him?
Okay, I've seen the tapes.
Wait, what?
I've seen the videos. Beautiful gowns.
My DMs are open.
Beautiful gowns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's like what's that when he was at that award show and he like leaned into he like had some quote in his head he didn't get right. He's like, think not of what you do with what you have, but think like, do you know what I'm talking about?
And he's so attractive that I was like, so true, bestie.
So true, bestie. Like I should pull it up because it makes me laugh. And my friends used to quote it all the time. And I was like, what are you saying?
It's like when Justin Bieber was like, I not only want to thank God, but Jesus. I want to thank my mom and dad, but also my parents.
And before I go, I just want to say it matters not what you've done, but what you do with what you've done for others.
But hold up. That does make sense, though. Think about it. Like,
no, it doesn't.
It makes sense.
That doesn't make any sense. It matters not what you've done, but what you do with what you've done for others.
Like, I'm successful, but it doesn't matter that I'm successful. It's a matter of what I do with that success for other people.
I don't know. I don't think that it makes any sense.
I think he's got me.
I feel like he made that shit up and he was like, I'm so deep. But he has that like air of himself where he like feels like he wants to be so deep, but he's just like a guy.
Yeah, just one of the dudes.
He's just a guy.
Just a bro.
What else was he in? Oh, wait, who's the guy who was in Maze Runner?
Dylan O'Brien.
He's hot.
Him back then, hot. Now with like that kind of rugged look he has with the shaved head, even more.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
like,
going to say like
damn.
uphill, not downhill.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say
up the hill.
Yeah, he's gone up the hill. Yeah, he gives edgy now.
Even with the dyed blonde, usually I hate when people do that when their hair isn't naturally blonde. I really liked it on him.
Yeah, he really does something for me. Also, you know Beck from Victorious, Avan
Literally, he looks like Aladdin. He's the other one. Yeah.
He's really hot.
Yeah.
And I was growing my hair out to have his hair, and I couldn't do it.
So you said wigs instead.
Yeah, now I'm back. I'm in my bob era.
Your bob, your ass bob.
My ass bob. No, it's gonna take over the world. Like I'm gonna take over the world. But when I run for president with my
your wigs are probably the best thing for me to watch because I'm like, this is so funny.
And like, I don't know why I've always been a wig person. Like, I don't know why. Like, even before the internet was a thing for me, I had wigs, and my friends would come over and we'd pregame and we'd put wigs on, and then we'd leave them at the house. And like, I just think it's like so crazy. Like, why was I that person?
Yeah. One day I feel like I'm going to wake up, shave my head, and then just go out and purchase wigs.
You should not shave your hair. You have such beautiful, luscious hair.
I know. Thank you. Well, it's so funny because when I was younger, this woman that we know was like, I want your hair. And I was like, I don't know how that works. She had me go actually and get my hair cut, like on one of my normal days, take a bunch of it off the floor and put it into a bag. And I sent it to her. And she was either going to try and get like the hair from somewhere or get the color. And
Oh,
she couldn't do either. She couldn't get the color, and she tried to do it, and she's like, it came out like orange. And I was like, sorry.
that's really crazy.
Too powerful.
That is so wild that you sent your hair to her.
I literally sent my hair in like one of those like envelopes in a Ziploc bag with her address on it, sent into the mail.
You know, like Dahlia has beautiful hair. It's like so long and Latina.
That hair is
So it looks like a wig. I told her I'm gonna sneak into her house tomorrow night and cut her hair off and make another Jacob Black wig for myself.
You know who else said that? You know Fanita said that?
Fanita said
Fanita
that.
told her literally yesterday that she was gonna sneak into her home, cut off all of her hair, give her a bob, and then sell her hair.
No, that would be literally she could sell that hair and
She
so
she
good.
was gonna cut it one day, and I was like, don't you ever cut that hair.
she can't.
No, it's
Girls,
her.
That is the hair girls dream of. That is the hair girls get extensions to have, and it doesn't even look half as good as her hair.
Down to her, like down
to
so
her.
far, and not dead.
No,
Like some people, I'm
it
like,
looks
your
so-
hair is fried.
it
Hers
looks
never.
So healthy. Have you ever
Beautiful
tried
queen.
to grow your hair out, Bob?
What was the longest? Well, my bowl cut was the longest I had it, and that was like back in middle school. And I remember it was like everybody to the Justin Bieber, and I'm like, who the let me walk out like that? My mom
Oh.
would come with me to get my haircuts, and she would let me tell them, and they would do a bowl cut to me, and I was like, oh, I look so good.
One time, my mom used to cut my hair because she didn't want to take me, and she would used to just buzz my head, and I was like, I want bangs. Why did I want bangs? I don't have the head for bangs. Okay. And so literally it's like a buzz cut and then bangs. And I have one of my yearbook photos. I'm like, this is the most awful, the most awful haircut anyone's ever had in their life. Like it's literally like a buzz cut and like a little bit longer and then bangs.
Yep.
And I'm like, I look so, well, it's like, who influenced me to get bangs? To like ask for bangs. That's a gay thing to do if you're a little kid. Ask for bangs.
Well, sometimes I sit now and like I'm in my Demi Lovato era, and I'll just like be like, ooh, I'm an emo boy, and I'll drop it over my eyes.
You have such good hair. Like,
Thank
honestly,
you.
there's not many people who have as much luscious hair as you do.
Well, I get it permed now, which
Oh.
is something I've never done before.
Was it straight before?
It was like super stick thin, so I could only brush it to the side. So now I can kind of do more stuff with it, but it's not
It
like a
looks-
perm where it gets super curly. It's like it gets wavy.
it gets volume.
Yeah,
Because you have a lot of volume. I like it.
thank you.
Wait, so what was the first video you posted that popped off?
The first video that popped off was I did celebrities I hate for no reason at all.
Okay.
And that stemmed because I worked for Comedy Central, MTV, Nickelodeon. And I was like, nobody's doing roasts on the internet right now, and no one's doing it on TikTok. So I got on the internet and I was like, how can I make fun of these celebrities but not get in trouble? So I'd make up lies.
Okay.
I'd be like, I hate this person because of this. And like, so I would be like, Adam Sandler. I'd be like, I literally hate Adam Sandler. And right there, people are tuned. They're hooked
Yeah,
in because
yeah.
people love him. I don't hate him.
yeah.
I was like, the way he dresses like a kid that runs through the hallways to their next class is absolutely disgusting.
Okay, I read.
5 million views in like an hour. I was like, this is iconic. This is great. So I did like 50 parts to that series.
That's okay. That makes sense.
And that's how that started. But like my first videos were like, I was dancing. Oh God.
oh,
Yep.
I did dancing. I would do the dancing videos where like you dance and then you stitch it and you dance next to yourself.
Oh, and you just keep it going. Yes. And then the first one, you're just like standing there like,
No, someone liked one recently, and I saw like in my notifications that someone liked it, and I was like, I need to take that down. I was like, I can't even believe that's still out in the world. Like,
yeah.
that someone scrolled all the way back where it popped up for them. I was like, that can't start circulating. I'll never live it down.
I was just getting canceled actually because of that. I was one of my it was part 14 of Celebrities I Hate for No Reason at All. It has been eradicated from the internet because I made fun of Khloe Kardashian.
Oh,
And I was just like, I read something and I was like, oh, like she's kind of like a chameleon. She's always changing how she looks. I don't hold that belief. And her fans found it and made fan cams of me next to her, being like, who's this irrelevant piece of shit?
Oh my
And they were like
God.
fan cam to Khloe. And I'm like, wait, that's kind of iconic.
that
Like,
is so funny.
and I was like, I also made that video like, what is it, 2023? I made that video like 3 years ago.
And she's gone through like 3 different phases.
Faces, hair, bodies,
She looks
butts.
good.
And that
She-
was the
she
thing.
always
I was
looks
like,
good.
I never said she looked bad.
Yeah.
I said that she just looks different a lot of the time. And that happens when you decide to change how
But
you look.
all the Kardashians have like started looking different all the time. But we won't get into that.
Yeah.
Because
I don't need to get another fan cam made of me.
Okay. Who did you idolize when you were growing up? Like who did you, like, let's say
Not not a
like
Beyonce.
different eras. Like you can do Beyonce. Like that can be like who you idolize, but like who else? Because for me, like back in the day, I really thought Paris Hilton was like, and I still do. You know what I mean? But like I thought she was so untouchable.
Okay.
Britney Spears,
Britney.
I remember Toxic changed my life. And then like Lady Gaga was definitely up there for me.
Yeah,
I'm-
Beyonce was like my early childhood. I have
Yeah.
to say that was like really little, and I still carry that though because like I have like these random facts that I'll pull out of my ass and be like, oh yeah, like did you know this? And my boyfriend's like, how the did you know? I'm like, I was obsessed with her.
Yeah.
I knew everything. This is kind of like a niche one. Ryan Seacrest.
You're like him now. You're
I
like,
actually idolize him. I think he's like more of a role model to me where like I would watch him like on American Idol when I was little and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to do that. I want to be him and I want to like wear many hats. And then I actually interned for his show Live with Kelly and Ryan. I was like, oh my God, I'm
That's
literally
so
becoming
cool.
him. Like I'm gonna be him.
Yeah.
So he was like my like career idol. In terms of like other types of idols in like the celebrity world, I think Britney was one of mine too, actually. Just because of her
Have you ever seen that interview where Britney Spears is talking with Ryan Seacrest and she realizes that he's not gay, and then she's like, you can see her expression. She's like piecing it together, like it's like that meme with like the math equation floating around her head. She's like, what?
Yeah, she's like, oh, and then she gets back and she's like,
She's-
oh,
yes.
no, it was two straight men.
That is so iconic.
I love Andy Cohen too, to a fault. Just because he's too like,
I do love Andy Cohen.
I like him. I just like him over that kind of reality TV now.
Don't
So I
you
was like,
ever talk bad about Real Housewives?
I love Real Housewives. I've just fallen out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was a huge Real Housewives person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that America's
I'm-
Next Top Model. I was
Okay.
all over that.
The way they put those women through hell on America's Next Top, they need to bring that back. We need to start torturing
We
on
need to
camera
put
again.
them. Girls need to go to war over that show.
In the first season, even in the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race, they would make them eat bugs and shit. Like they were making them eat crazy stuff. Like reality TV has changed.
It's changed.
It's too soft now.
Too soft. Too soft. I think we're weak. I think we're weak-minded. Like I watched every season of RuPaul from 2 to the current season,
Yeah.
plus internationals and all that. And I'm like, damn, this shit's boring now.
No, it's just like now people have such an expectation of like they've seen so many seasons, they know what they're getting themselves into.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, I've seen how people get torn up on the internet for saying
Mhm.
anything. So they're like, everyone's really nice. Whereas before, like you were a shady queen, like you were a bitch because you wanted to win.
Yeah.
And like I miss that. Like when you
Yeah.
watch like season like 6 or season 2 to season 6, they're like some of them are a little evil.
Raven.
Raven.
I love
Oh my God.
Raven. I'm like Tatiana. I tell my boyfriend, I'm like,
Tatiana.
we always like watch RuPaul and we're like, whenever we see a queen pop up, I'm like, that's you. And like, so whenever Tatiana pops up and it's like the thing where she's like, I'm still speaking, you will speak when I am finished.
yeah.
My boyfriend goes, that's you. And I'm like, no, because literally shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Like,
No, that's like, but it was so good.
yeah, it was really good.
Or even season 6. I think that's when Jinx won.
Jinx was 5. I think Bianca.
Oh, Bianca was
6.
Oh, Laganja and that like those seasons are so funny.
They made such good TV. And there's like that one moment I remember, I think it's from 5, where it's like, or no, All Stars 1, where it's like the fight in the back and they're like, it's Mimi, I'm first. And she's
Oh
like,
yeah.
act a fool, girl. Act a fool. I will watch that every time it pops on my page. I'm like, I need to watch this.
Oh, what's Shangela's? I don't have a sugar daddy. I've never had a sugar daddy. If I wanted a sugar daddy, yes, I could probably go out there and get one, but I won't.
It's like, but I don't need
You
to.
won't.
And you'll never get one because you're not that girl. Because, and I am what? Sickening.
So iconic.
That is just like, that is like peak reality TV. I think of, because I still love like the competition shows.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, who's your favorite, say like Big Brother or Survivor or the Challenge player? And I'm like, everyone I will name is someone who was like a villain, because
Yeah.
you need to be mean to win these games. Like, you have to lie, you have to cheat, you have to steal, like you have to do that. And I feel like if you can't do that, don't go on reality TV. You're bad TV. Unless you're like a hero, whatever.
Well, I think the best way to win a reality TV show, or like the way to like really win, is to be America's favorite.
yes.
Is to be like, so I like, and that's such a hard thing to do because you don't know how they're gonna edit you and what
Mhm.
people want to see from you.
Yeah.
So like, but if you leave being like Valentina of the season, like
Love
then
Valentina.
you win.
Yeah.
Like you win.
I love Valentina.
Did you get to like meet Ryan and like talk to Ryan? And,
I
like,
did. I actually have a picture of him probably on my Facebook still.
oh, cool.
He's actually really tiny in person. I
I had
towered
a feeling he like
towered over him.
really.
Yeah, he was tiny.
Whoa.
But he was actually like one of the like that was back when I was meeting celebrities and like taking them to their rooms, but I didn't have conversations. He was super willing to like talk to the interns, like talk like, what do you want to do? Like, how long have you been here? Like, et cetera, et
Oh,
cetera. And I was like,
wow.
wow, like he's really who he is and he's good at what he does. And he also would always buy like the office lunch.
Oh,
And he would come up sometimes and be like, hey, everybody, like lunch is coming, whatever. And it really just made me feel really good that like there are celebrities out there who are really genuine people.
yeah. That's good to hear because like you don't always hear about, especially someone who's like made it so far in
Mhm.
Hollywood. Like he doesn't have to be that way.
Exactly.
I mean, actually, maybe he does because he's like more like he brings celebrities like to interview them
Yeah.
rather than like he's not like let's present like the movie star or like the person. So maybe he
Yeah.
has to be that way.
Like he doesn't have to put it on, but he's like, well,
Well, he doesn't have to be nice to the interns.
Exactly.
That kind
Exactly.
of kindness. But
Yeah,
like,
and he's still like on his. I listen to his radio show every morning when I'm driving back from the gym, and they shout out their interns or like bring them on air. Like
oh
I'm
wow.
like, this is like that's a good boss.
Yeah.
Like
that
I
is
would want to
really
work
nice.
for you.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he was like so nice, actually.
very sweet. And he was like, yeah, like he was talking about his like mom from. I remember the conversation. He was like, yeah, like I'm going to see my mom in Georgia, and I was like, because I guess he's from Georgia,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, I don't need to know that detail, but like you're so willing to just share it with me, and
Yeah.
that says a lot about you.
He seems like a sweetie.
Yeah.
Now that I'm
He's America's sweetheart. He literally is America's sweetheart.
Now, a quick word from our sponsors today at HelloFresh. Now that it's fall, it's time to kickstart a brand new routine with HelloFresh. HelloFresh handles all your meal planning and shopping to deliver everything you need to cook up a tasty meal right at home. And trust me, with HelloFresh, you'll never run out of options for delicious meals and snacks. With 40 recipes and over 100 add-on items, you'll be able to put together the cutest dinner parties or dates with that special someone. And when it comes to fresh ingredients, HelloFresh delivers top-notch produce since it literally travels right from the farm to your doorstep in 7 days. I don't know about you, but my idea of a perfect fall night is a classic charcuterie board and a scary movie. With HelloFresh, you can make this happen without stepping foot in a grocery store. Go to HelloFresh.com/50gayafraid and use code 50gayafraid for 50% off plus 15% off for the next 2 months. That's HelloFresh.com/50gayafraid with code 50gayafraid for 50% off plus 15% off for the next 2 months. Come experience why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Now back to the show. Okay, well, I did want to move into the present.
Yes. Oh my God, we were on the past for that. Damn.
I know, we were just talking about
we've
like
had a long life.
I want to talk about the VMAs. Okay, so Sweetie was hosting. Is it weird when you see like musicians hosting? Do you feel like they're like not their comfort zone? Also, what did you think of her dress? Like the bone was a little crazy.
I go back and forth.
The bone right here ate.
Yeah.
The bone up here,
That thing.
it was a bone, right?
I think
I have-
I think it was supposed to be, and it didn't give that. This did.
That looked so good.
This felt weird and out of place, like too much.
It gave reality like TV, like sitting in the chair.
They're
talking shit.
confessional.
Confessional looks.
Yeah.
They dress like villains now.
Yes, they're real life supervillains.
Okay, Sweetie is so beautiful though.
Sweetie is one of those artists. I have her all over my playlist. Like she doesn't have to be in the spotlight, but like that's still my girl. Like I will
Yeah.
listen to her anytime I see. If she's off a feature, absolutely playing it.
Yeah.
So she's just chilling. She's not involved in anything crazy. Like,
My favorite thing is how she was holding the mic. Did you see?
was it like down here?
No, it was like she was holding it. Well, sometimes she was like holding it like this, and her nails were so long that she couldn't fold her hands, so she was holding it like this.
It's like Nicole Kidman clapping.
Yeah. And I was like, I've never seen anyone hold a mic like this. And she was like, she looked so good, but I was like, that's so funny. Like, girl, just close your.
She's the meme of this year. Like
No,
her
I
and-
know.
yeah, she became the meme because of like everything that went on with her.
Yeah. Well, did you like Taylor being drunk at the show?
And not even just Taylor. Where did they all pregame?
I feel like everyone was really drunk this year.
hammered.
Or maybe I don't pay attention, but it was a really long show, so maybe they just like accidentally got drunk. while
You
they
know
were
who was
there.
the drunkest? And they were somehow they got in every shot. Tiffany Haddish,
Oh, Tiffany Haddish.
wasted,
Love that for
hammered.
her.
I living her best life. I was like, I want to party with her right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe she's not drinking. Like I don't know. And then when Doja Cat was performing, she like picked up her cup and I was like, oh, she's drinking. She is drinking.
Well, I don't know why I'm on like Swiftie TikTok, but like literally there's like this video of Taylor Swift trying to get her cup out of the out of the cup holder, and it's like all the way in, so she's like picking at it with her fingernails, and then people are like, she's wasted.
She's freaking wasted. The moment I knew she was wasted was when Nikki was doing her performance, and they just like cut to Taylor for some reason. She's just like, and then Nikki took off like that long thing she had on to do the surprise song,
Yeah.
and Taylor's face goes
That
like
is
you're
so
hammered.
funny. I loved Ice Spice. Ice Spice and Taylor were like hanging out.
Hanging
That
out.
was cute.
And like I hate when people are like, "Oh, it's a PR thing." I'm like, I really just think it's like you run in similar circles in the music world.
they
Like,
had a song together.
yeah, like
And also like Ice Spice probably was like super like not everyone gets to do a song with Taylor.
exactly.
No one gets to do a song with Nicki. Like
Yep.
like if you're a female rapper, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
so I think it's like so crazy she's gotten so far. I love Ice Spice.
I love her too. I think she, like they
And
said, she's the people's princess.
Yeah.
I love her to death. I will ride for her.
And she won new musician. What is it? What was
Best new artist.
Best new artist. That's amazing.
Yeah, I loved it. Was just so human of her to like, she was crying on her way to the award. Like, usually they get up there and they start crying. She was like, I'm already crying. Like, that's,
Yeah.
and I love her voice, her speaking voice.
I know.
So soft, so cute.
She seems so real.
Yeah.
I think we're mutuals on TikTok. And I was like, there's no way. Cause like I saw that she followed me back because I've been following her forever. And I was like, there's no way. And I can't look because if she unfollows me, I'll be like, I get it. But if she's still following me, I'm like, I can't look. Like I like isn't that crazy?
I don't think she'll unfollow you. I don't like that makes them human. Like that makes them like better. Like I'm just
She's
like,
so cute.
yeah.
I'm such an Ice
She's like a little
Spice
button.
Yeah. I love her hair. She's just iconic.
Yeah.
Well, who's your favorite performance?
I love Doja Cat.
Doja Cat was good.
She, given all the shit that's been going on with her, I don't care if you love her, I don't care if you hate her. That is the music industry.
Okay, well, speaking of Doja Cat, I feel like what she was trying to say wasn't that bad. It's how she said it.
Yes.
I think she thinks that I got to this point where she has like 25 million people following her.
Yeah.
Like that can't be good for your brain.
Yeah.
One. And then two, all these people like have this parasocial relationship and they think they have their opinion matters about like what she gets to do and who she's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I also think that like there had to be something with the label being like, you have to interact with people, like you have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably hit a wall and was like, F it, I don't want to be this person anymore.
Yes.
I'm just gonna be a bitch. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's still working. She was #1 on the Hot 100.
She is right now.
Yeah.
Paint the Town Red's up there. And I had this conversation with a lot of people because everybody's like, you love Doja Cat. I would say she's my #1 artist because I consider Beyonce just like instilled in my Hall of Fame at this point.
Oh, Beyonce's untouchable.
She doesn't get a ranking.
Yeah,
she's up there. So I'm like, everybody's like, what do you think of this Doja Cat stuff? And I'm like, it doesn't bother me because I don't have those parasocial relationships.
Yeah.
Like it's more probably because I've grown up doing pop culture and stuff like that. So it was like, I like her music because I like her music. I think as an artist, yes, is she flying off the rails? Absolutely. But it
Yeah.
shouldn't hurt me personally because I've never met her. She doesn't pay my bills. She doesn't, she's not treating my family like shit. Like I don't know her. And again, like you said, like there's something going on. There's things that go on in the music industry with labels and like bosses and like we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think for her, this performance, I was watching it and I was like what the haters think. Like she just proved to all of you, like with her music and her performance, that she is still here.
She's still here and she's not going anywhere.
Mhm.
So I've been following Doja Cat since she did Moo on
Moo.
YouTube. That was so iconic. I was like, that is such a like it was so good because it was so bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
it was so crunchy, but like the music has like a cute beat and like she's just singing about some random shit. And I was like, I don't know. I've been following her since then and it's crazy how far she's really grown up in like 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been real fast and now she's like at the top. I do think that like I think a lot of people would benefit from shutting the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like I think a lot of people would benefit. Like everyone can kind of shut the fuck up a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
But like I don't think she had to say all the things she said. But I mean, at the end of the day, it kept her in people's mouths.
Yep.
She is a hot topic.
And I like, Attention, the song Attention.
Yeah.
So these songs that all just came out, like Attention, Demons, Paint the Town Red. I was saying to my boyfriend, I'm like, it's so weird that like these songs are referencing things that just happened.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, Charlie XCX to do Speed Drive, it took her like an hour. So for Doja Cat, who's someone who produces her own music, writes her own lyrics, like she could have done that and been like, all these people are shitting on me. Let's write lyrics about it. Dropped Attention. Like that says a lot about her as an artist because she used like the fuel of the hate to make music.
Yeah.
And now Paint the Town Red is #1.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it helped her, but also you said, maybe shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, I think it's all a ploy. I actually really feel like it's been all planned out or something.
Methodical.
Yeah, because like there's also like she may have done the music, but the music video is edited and filmed and
Mhm.
done and theatrical and good and
Yeah.
like watchable and like has a concept. And I'm like, oh, she's like been working on this. Like it's
Yeah.
good.
Also, too, like her in the performance, everybody was like referencing her outfit because it looked like Britney Spears from, I think it was Hit Me, Oops, I Did It Again, or Hit Me Baby, well, like one of the old ones.
Yeah.
And it's like that schoolgirl outfit, and people are like, it's very reminiscent of Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if it's like the death of like Doja Cat's innocence, and now she's like, I'm Doja Cat, I'm like that bitch, like I don't care
Yeah.
what you say. And I was like, ooh, that's like really cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like I'm not huge into like all the demon stuff, but like
Mhm.
she doesn't care. She doesn't give a fuck what I think.
Yeah,
You know,
see,
like
like Demon Song, like I just like headbang to it. I'm like, yeah.
the demon song, I felt like it was like the track was so good in the background, and her like music, like the actual like her voice didn't match it as well as
Mhm.
like the other songs.
Yeah,
But I still like that music video is insane. It's so
crazy,
cool.
spooky.
Who's your like okay? Who's your current pop culture fave? Like, if you do you have one? Do you have
Like
one?
someone I talk about a lot.
Yeah, like someone you talk about, or yeah, like you feel like you love them in pop culture.
Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I've grown to love her, and I went to the Eras tour, and I think I can appreciate like her storytelling and her artistry.
Mhm.
I love just like watching in the Eras tour, like how like she had the Lover House in the beginning, and then like it burns to the ground like halfway through the concert. I'm like, that is like attention to detail. Also, so methodical with how she does things. I love Easter eggs. I love like the
I know.
teasing of things like that. Like that is so cool to me.
The TikToks I will see about like the corner of the screen with the number 11. That means this because this other music video had 12 in it. And I'm like, okay, I cannot believe how like critically people watch things to find stuff. And I know everyone's waiting for Reputation to be announced.
Mm-hmm.
Reputation, Taylor's version. And I'm like, I just think it's like she's so smart. Also, she's like her and Beyonce saving the economy.
Mm-hmm.
It was Barbie, Taylor Swift, and Renaissance saved the economy from like a crash, right?
And then we're gonna have the Scarlet tour. Nikki's supposed to go on tour.
Nikki.
Let's just talk about it, the VMAs and in general. The girlies are letting us have it and like winning the game. Like there
No,
is no man that can compare right now to all the women in the music industry.
Oh, absolutely not.
The entire night of the VMAs, it was all like not all female presenters, but a lot of female presenters, a lot of female performers, all doing amazing things on the stage. Like it just made me like gave me hope for like what's to come in the future.
Oh, yeah.
It was just exciting. It was like the VMAs were back.
I've always been a girls' gay. Like I don't really
Mhm.
listen to like male singers. I feel like Frank Ocean is up there, and then there's like very few people who like male singers who can really get me or
Yeah.
like get me to like keep on listening. Which is, but like something about a girl. I just love a girl.
I think it's my feminine energy where I was like, I wish I could dance like them and
Oh
like
my
be like
God.
them. And that was last night where I was like, oh my God, these performances are so good.
Yeah, my favorite Beyonce song. I'm thinking about like Dance Like Them. Do you remember when Shakira and Beyonce did that song together?
Beautiful Liar.
Beautiful Liar. And they're up against the wall, like moving their hips. I remember I tried to do
I think I tried to, but like the hip hop and the like where they're just standing and like
literally,
popping it.
like, I don't know how like they're so crazy good. It's like
I has to be edited, but I'm like, but it can't be because Shakira does that on stage.
yeah, no, like it's actually crazy. I really feel like women are running the industry right now. Well, it was a
Girlies in
girl
STEM.
summer. It was literally a girl summer. It was Barbie, Renaissance, and Eras.
Yeah.
And like it's like girlies and gays. That's like what those things were for.
Yeah.
Like
Fun. It was like just like a fun summer. I was like, there's just great music. Dance the Night by Dua Lipa.
See,
I was like, yes.
I wonder if like straight people have things going on too, because like straight guys, like there was like Oppenheimer. They have like golf sometimes.
It's so weird. Like that's what oh yeah, I can't wait to learn about the atomic bomb. Woo, blow things up.
That is such a terrible, like, I don't know. I don't want to watch a movie about that. Like, sorry.
3 hours. I was brought
3
to that.
hours?
I was brought to it. And someone's like, I'll take you or whatever. And I go and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, the bomb went off. So I'm like, oh, it must be over soon.
Oh,
There's another hour.
are you serious?
That was 2 hours in. There was another hour after that. And I was
would've
like,
left. All movies should be an hour and a half.
I agree.
All movies should be an hour and a half.
Anything over an hour 45, burn it. Be done with
if
it.
it hits 2 hours, make it into 30-minute episodes on a streaming platform.
Yeah. If I can
Like,
edit something, if I can edit a 45-second video to 30 seconds as an influencer for a brand, you can do
You
it for a
do,
movie.
exactly.
There's a lot of filler you can get rid of.
Yeah, like it's just not right.
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch The Idol?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
I took a stand. I was like, I will not
you
watch
took a
this
stand
filth.
on that? Okay, because like that was one where I was like, they could have cut a lot of this shit out.
Like from what I've heard and like what I was hearing before it, I was like, I have no desire to watch this. I have no like I don't know. I'm not into that. And I get it, like that's like a true depiction of what could be happening behind the scenes, but like I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Like it's not my business.
It was really strange.
Mm.
Also, it ends so stupid. Like, can I tell you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay. It ends with like they ruined the Weeknd's like his character's reputation. He's the bad guy, and like they took him down. And then it ends with like the pop star who he like was like taking advantage of, like thanks him and brings him on stage and says that he's the hero and that she loves him. And I'm like, so he ends up being like the hero of the series. And I was like, what?
You were the asshole of the
That
series.
was
I
like,
didn't
I
have
was
to
like,
watch
and
it.
that she took advantage of him or something. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't think that it ended, but I mean, that's just me. I was like, I don't know. I thought it was like the weirdest way to end it.
Yeah.
But
they're probably like, we don't know if we're getting a season 2, so let's just make it super weird.
yeah. I did want to talk about Justin, your boyfriend. How did you guys meet? You guys have been living together for like a year, or no, you guys have been living together for like a month. You've been together for like a year and a half to 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range.
Somewhere in there.
And yeah, and you guys were best friends before?
So he moved to LA August of 2021.
Okay.
I moved to LA September of 2021.
Oh, okay.
I started hanging out with a group of gays that like were his friend group, but he wasn't present at any of the moments that I was there until Halloween. So Halloween, I guess it's like their Super Bowl in WeHo here, and I was like, okay, I'm going out on a Sunday.
They go out.
They go out.
They go hard.
So I go to a Sunday fun day, and I'm starting to meet more people because it was like probably my second or third time out, and I obviously haven't met everybody. And he actually was one of the only people that I wasn't introduced to. He came up to me, and he was like,
okay.
"Hi, I'm Justin. Nice to meet you." And I was like, "Hi, I'm Louis." He shook my hand.
That's so funny.
Weird. Everybody else had been hugging me, kissing me on the cheek, slapping my butt a little bit. Like he was like, I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
okay." Like
Well, I've done that. Have you ever shaken someone's hand?
yes, but now you know what I do? Like say like if we hugged when we met, because like
Yeah.
that's normal. And like if we had not done that and I went to shake your hand and we shook hands, like, I'm sorry, I'm a hugger. Like I would have like cut it off and like we did like a half handshake and be like, sorry, I'm a hugger. Are you a hugger? And then we would hug.
Yeah.
So I cut it off because I feel like handshakes are just so business.
They are so business.
Yeah. And then like in our world, like nobody's
I
like
was-
business.
I met my friend's friend at the beach, and we were at the beach.
At the beach.
we shook hands.
That's one place
And
that
I
you
was
don't.
like, okay, I can't. There's no recovering from this. Like, it's
Yeah.
so crazy.
It makes you feel weird after the fact because you're like, it's almost like that cringe where you turn around and you're like, ooh.
But like once you've started shaking someone's hand, you can't like, and it's
you can't
past,
dead fish them.
It's past the point of like I want like it's too late.
Yeah.
Like you've committed to the handshake.
Yeah, we were too late. I shook his hand
Hand-
fully,
like-
firm gripped everything. And then from there, he was just like, you want to get a drink? And we left like the crazy group of people and like went to another side of the bar, got a drink, talked a little bit, and then he left.
Was he dressed up as Aladdin?
He wasn't dressed up at all.
Oh, that's
He
so
was,
sad.
and I barely was. I was in a green jumpsuit from Squid Games because that was my bare
Oh,
minimum.
Okay.
That was my bare minimum costume day where I was like, I don't feel like getting a whole new
Whole
costume.
thing. Yeah.
So then from there, we just, I actually ended up I texted him on a Wednesday. And I was like, hey, like a bunch of the guys are going out on a Wednesday because I guess that's what we do here. And I'm like, are you going? He FaceTimes me. I don't know this man. I met him for like a brief 10 minutes. He FaceTimes me, trauma dumps me. We go out, one of my best friends. And
Oh,
then we
really?
started dating after that.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So it was like very like friend to best friend to dating pipeline.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it's really, well, I feel like there's always probably tension there then.
No, actually.
Really?
So the first hanging outs was like that night out, and there was more tension with me and like a few of our other friends because I was like being a little promiscuous because I was like, I'm new here, whatever.
Yeah.
Throw me to the wolves. It's
you
fine.
might as well.
I was fresh meat. Like they were like people were ravenous. I was like, I'm not like not to toot my own horn, but they were ravenous. And I went to like we started hanging out because he was in between jobs. I was transitioning into a new position, so I was kind of off.
Yeah.
So we had 2 weeks straight where we just like hung out. He would come over, we'd have champagne, we'd go hang out, we'd go out. And as time went on, I started to develop the feelings. Now, I've never really seriously dated people. I would like be dating someone for like a month and be like, ew, gross.
Oh my God, mine is the 2-month marker.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's 2 months in, it's time to go.
He was like my first real boyfriend of like dating a guy. And he was like, so like when I would talk to him, well, I was having a complete mental breakdown over him. And my roommate was like, you like him. And I
Yeah.
was like, you're so right. Like, why is he sleeping in my bed? Of course I'm going to like him.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation and I was like, hey, like, this is how I feel. Do you feel the same way? And he was like, I feel something similar, but let's see where it goes because I'd rather not lose our friendship. And I was like, great. That's all I needed to hear. And it made me feel better. He put me on a test. He literally put me on a trial run from the time we left for Christmas to go to our families until we got back because he wanted to see if he would miss me.
Oh.
He called me every day.
Oh.
We talked every day on FaceTime. He called me, and when we got back, we went on a date. And then a month later, I was like, are you ready to like have a boyfriend? Because I would like to ask you the right way. And he was like, yes. So I took him to the beach, had a little picnic at sunset, and then I asked him, and I was like, okay, now here we are. He's stuck with me.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it was like it was like it was weird because I've never had to do it like that before, but
Yeah.
it felt right.
I love that he tested. That is
He
so
loves to tell people.
That is such a crazy thing to do.
Yeah, he tested me. He also, he's probably gonna hate that I'm gonna talk about this, but he was also like playing around, like toying with me and another boy. He was like, I don't know who I want to be with, and I would track his location because I'm crazy, and I found out the location of that boy's house. So sometimes like, and we weren't together or talking or anything, so
Yeah.
he could do whatever he wants. He'd be like, I'm coming over. I'm like, great. He wouldn't like an hour would go by. I'm like, hey, are you coming over or should I go to bed? And he'd be like, oh, sorry, I'm doing something else. I would open his location. He'd be at that boy's house. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
tease. I
that's-
confronted him about it. I was like, so what's going on there? And he was like, nothing. It's just like, I can't just like break that off. Like, I'm still playing it around with it. I'm like, okay, I won.
Oh.
I don't lose.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
I would have been so over that, honestly, personally. I'm surprised you were like, we're not over it.
Because it didn't like,
'Cause were you official yet? Or you weren't official yet and then that was happening? Or like,
we weren't official. We weren't even like talking. So this is before the trial even happened. This was
Oh, okay,
after I
okay.
confessed the feelings, but it was before the trial.
Oh, okay.
So I was not the trial. So I was like, not too, and also I knew who the person was.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, bitch. I was like, really? Really? And that's what I would say that to him. I'd be like, really?
That's so funny.
Yeah. So it's like just being
like
powerful.
The only time I've ever tested my boyfriend is like he said I love you first, and then I realized like for like 2 months after that I was like the one who always said it first after, or like after that first time. So I was like, oh well, I want him to start saying it first more. So instead of telling him, I just stopped saying it. I stopped saying it first, and he never said it first. Like he never said it first to me again. And then there was like probably I was like, oh well, it's been a week. Like I'll give him some time. And that was like 2 weeks, and I was like. And then it was 3 weeks. And then he started getting really nervous and anxious because I hadn't said it. I was like, all he had to do was say it first.
Yeah. So when you said it was the first week into your relationship, how long had you guys been talking before that?
Probably like 6 months.
Okay.
It was like a long time.
So my story is a little different with the first I love you. So we were best friends first. So let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And we had been best friends like 4 months probably.
Yeah.
After our first date, no, it wasn't. It was before our first date. On New Year's Eve, I drunkenly was like, I love you. And I was like, oh. And we both looked at each other and I was like, I am so sorry. I mean it, but I didn't mean to say it.
Yeah.
And he was like, actually, I'm okay with it. He was like, normally I'd run for the hills. And he was like, and that's when I knew in that moment that I wanted to be with you because I didn't run.
Oh.
And I was like, good thing I said it then because it just came out. It literally flew out of my mouth. I was like, oh shit, what did I just say? It was crazy.
I know. I feel like an early I love you is like, it can be a really big red flag.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that it worked for you.
It worked. And I think it was because like our relationship had been building and I was like, I know everything about you. You've basically lived with me because he was like always sleeping over. So I was like, I don't know. I felt uncomfortable after I said it. But then once he was okay with it, I felt better because I was like, I think I f***ed this up.
Yeah.
And at that point I was like, whatever, like shit happens. I'm new here.
Yeah.
But then it worked out. Now we're here.
And now you guys have a podcast together?
We do have a podcast together. It's on hiatus just because we moved. So like we want to figure out how to film it, probably like in our home, which is like super real and more comfortable. But it's really nice like because he loves making content. So we just get to shoot the shit and like be funny.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I feel like, is it weird working with your significant other? Do you feel like it's like extra pressure or that people get involved in your relationship? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think we talked about this off camera. Like
Yeah.
my relationship comes first and not
Yeah.
content because Justin never knew about content until like probably like 2 months after knowing me.
Yeah.
And that was kind of our deal because he actually wasn't on TikTok as like a user. He had like 23K, but it was because of like quarantine videos he did.
Oh, okay.
But then he was like, I think I want to do this. And he's like, you're motivating me. Like, I see you just pick up your camera and do it. So he started making it. Now he's like 200K. And in that moment, he was like, I want to do this. So I was like, okay, I can help you, but let's set some ground rules. And he's like, I would like to do that. I was like, any relationship content we do, if we're dating, we mutually agreed that we will only do it if it feels right.
Yeah.
We're not going to be like, we have to get up and film this right now or we're screwed. My content has not been relationship content. So it's just an addition. It's like
That's
a nice
true.
added bonus for people. And people are like, where's Justin? I'm like, he was never in it before for the past 3 years. And you know, you'll get him when you get him kind of deal.
No, I love that. I was like saying I like your relationship content because it's like not your only thing.
Yeah.
And it's cute. It feels very like genuine when you make it.
It's very natural. And that's, if it's not natural, we stop. I'm like,
Okay.
ew, this is terrible. I'm like, let's not film this. It's fine. It's good. Like, we'll do it another time. Also, we both like work full-time jobs. So like, I can't force him to make content when he comes home from a long day. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather just like, we sit, have dinner, and we've been watching Avatar. So I'm like, it's just like
The
our
Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that show.
He's a huge fan. He read all the books, and he's rewatching it with me because I only watched it in bits and pieces when I was little.
Like when it was on TV.
Yeah, so I never understood the story.
Yeah.
That is Emmy award-winning
It's
TV.
so good.
It's really good.
And like the art is really good. And like I would say like the first season, it's like very like we have something to do and then it ends really happy. And then the second season it starts developing into like, oh, this is like a continuing story.
Azula, that bad bitch.
Oh, she's a bad bitch.
She's a bad bitch.
I like Azula's character.
Mhm.
Like she's evil and you hate her, but she's kind of serving.
We just watched the episode where it was Yes. We just watched the episode where it was Azula recruited May, her friend, and the other girl who's like an acrobat.
Mhm.
That I completely forgot about that episode. I was like, they are the trifecta.
No,
They
they're,
deserve
like,
they are the best villains.
they're so good.
Mhm.
And I like love the friend who like is it May who does not give a she's like, okay.
Yeah, she throws the knives.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm really talented at
Yeah, she's
fighting.
like, I'm a bad bitch, whatever.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, now we're gonna move into the future. And in honor of your beautiful relationship with Justin, the team here at Gain Frey just so happens to be really great at wedding planning.
Oh
So we wanted to present to you with an early look at some potential people we could invite to your wedding if you hire us for your wedding planning. So in a second here, we're going to present you with multiple well-known figures, and you can tell us whether they can expect to receive an invite or a cease and desist, and why. And then we can end it with letting us know if you're going to hire us to be your wedding planner. Welcome to our new game I like to call You Can Take a Seat. So first we have James Gordon and Ellen DeGeneres.
Both of them?
Yes.
Cease and desist.
Well,
Burn them with fire.
What about just James?
Absolutely not. Burn them with fire. Get them out of here. I would never. Now listen, I've been to both the tapings of their show, so I'm not a hypocrite because I went and like whatever. The things that I hear about them being nasty people, I totally agree with and I think are true. And I don't want them being nasty people at my wedding.
I thought he did a great job in Cats, and
and you know what?
And
he'll do a great job off the air.
And I've played Heads Up once or twice, so they're beautiful people.
And all you have to say.
So they're cease and desist.
No, they're gone. Not even a cease and desist. I want to send a sniper.
Okay, and Nicki Minaj.
Invite, and she can bring anybody she wants. I love Nicki.
The only thing is like she would show you up. Like she would eat you up.
Weddings
At
aren't
your
about
wedding.
the weddings aren't about the people getting married. Let's be real.
Well, when you're in your bridal gown and you're walking down the aisle. Wait.
me and my Vera Wang dress.
Your Vera Wang dress with a 20-foot train.
I just feel like so
she has to be there.
She has to. Well, Justin's like that's his number one.
Yeah.
So like if I could get her to come to the wedding, absolutely, she's getting the invite sent, and I would be like +1, but the +1 has to be Ice Spice.
Oh.
She'd be my performer.
And maybe she could even, I think she'd be a good performer.
She would not upstage. Listen, I'm expecting. I need her to upstage me because then no one's really focused on what I'm doing.
She would show up in a wedding dress.
And I would allow it. I'd let her. You know what? She wouldn't perform. She would she'd be the ordained minister. Yes, she
That's
would
what I
wed
was gonna
us.
say, but I couldn't think of the word.
Yes,
So.
she would wed us. I'd be like, you need to get the certification.
Okay, how do you feel about this couple? Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. They would be at your wedding.
So here's my thing. I have no beef with them. I think if they're a PR relationship, be that way. I'd invite them to my. I actually no. Kylie's not coming. I would
What?
cease and desist to Kylie.
You need her lips there.
Well, no. See, she would upstage me. It would be about her. Like, I feel like Nikki wouldn't be like, cameras on me, cameras on me. She'd just show up and be like, I'm here to attend.
You think Nikki would not be? I feel like Nikki would fill the room.
They're gonna be filming their show, and like I'm gonna have to deal with that. Everybody's gonna have to sign waivers. Like, I don't need to be on Keeping Up with the Kardashians or whatever. The Kardashians on Hulu. Like, no. Timothy Chalamet, however, super just like low key chilling, doing whatever he wants
So
to do.
one half of them gets an invite.
Yes, because they're probably gonna break up soon.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What do they talk about?
What
What do they talk about?
they in every video I've seen of them on the internet, they don't talk. They just kiss or hug or like weirdly touch each other. They're that couple on the line going onto a roller coaster.
The Disney Channel,
The
the Disney roller coaster.
They're that couple. They like just like caress each other and then like look around.
Okay, so half an invite.
Half an invite.
Okay. Food God? What do you think about Food God?
I actually just saw him on the street the other day. Justin walked past him and was just kind of like, excuse me, and walked away. And I like walked past him. I was like, Justin, do you know who that was? He goes, no. I was like, Jonathan Shaban Food God. And he goes, oh, I don't care.
Oh my God.
So no, he won't be coming.
Okay,
Not
okay.
important enough.
I have this screenshot where it's it's one of my favorite screenshots, and it's from his story. And it's a screenshot of him, should I go live later? Right? And then the poll says it's yes and no is winning. And then someone went and erased the go. So it says, should I live later?
Oh shit. I feel like he's trying to ride like
Oh my
whatever Kardashian fame he has until he dies.
Didn't he sue someone recently for like millions of dollars too?
Probably. It was probably me.
Right, I was like, yeah, okay.
You know
Jeffree
what?
Star-
Absolutely.
She could do your makeup.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Well,
and I love a little drama.
Is Jeffree Star Republican now? Like something shifted. Something shifted in the universe.
Well, hopefully nobody will be talking politics at my wedding.
No, but I'm just saying, like, Jeffree Star all of a sudden was like, non-binary people don't exist. Like, non-binary people are like not a thing.
yeah.
Like, there's two genders. I was like, you have literally were saying like on YouTube 10 years ago that you were like an it.
Yeah.
That you didn't fit into it.
Mhm.
Like, please
like,
stop.
With
like,
that mentality, no, because one, I don't need to subject anybody to that. But if I wanted to like spice it up and have some drama, yeah, sure.
yeah. like some
For the
terrible-
bit. For the bit.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, there won't be like many 22-year-olds at my wedding, so sure.
Leonardo
come.
da Vinci.
He won't do anything weird.
I don't know.
He looks like he has a good time. I feel like he would just mind his own business. He's like always like in like some foreign like country or on like a beach, just like sipping something and swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, he's chill.
I think he'd be a good person to have at the after party.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he'd be like a vibe. I don't think he would attend like the ceremony and like not for the food or anything like that, but he would come after and just like get drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like normal.
I feel like he's chill. He's not problematic, right? Except for
the dating only
Okay.
people under 30.
we got Taylor. She's your best man.
That is
right?
the
That's
ring bearer.
That's the ring bearer.
She's coming out with the rings.
She's the flower girl.
She's the flower girl. And she's gonna have, I don't know if you saw at the Era Store, they had like fans and stuff. So instead of holding the rings, she'll have like the rings like hanging out of her mouth, and she'll have like the fans, and she'll walk out with them.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so cool. It's like that's how she like emerged. But I think she'll be holding them this time, and she'll come and she'll open, and then the rings will be in her mouth.
I feel like she would be good at a wedding. She'd be drunk.
We've seen it.
So
She
like,
looks
I
great.
literally just never thought of Taylor as a person who would get drunk.
Yeah, I mean, how many drinks did she have? Like,
Probably 1
10?
and a half.
We thought two different ways. I was like, she had like 10. She's cross-eyed. Who the is that?
I actually don't know who this is.
Wait, oh my God, that's Perez Hilton.
Is that?
He follows me on everything. I get compared to him a lot. People are like, you're the next Perez Hilton. I'm like, no, I'm
That is the meanest
I'm
thing
not.
anyone
I
could
literally
ever
don't
say.
have a blog. I don't like shit on celebrities like I did. I used to.
Well,
But,
he was
like,
just profiting off like the mental breakdowns of people. Like,
yes.
and like also somewhat causing them.
Yeah.
So, like,
He also has like this page that he posts like really good looking guys that he sees on the internet from like WeHo. And I was like, or not just WeHo, but like popular guys. I was honored to be on the page one time, but I wasn't sure how to feel about it.
oh,
I was like, you just posted me shirtless.
that is a little
It's
crazy.
a little interesting. He does follow me on everything
I
still.
wouldn't invite him to my wedding.
Oh no. Oh yeah, sorry, cease and desist.
Cease
He
and
did
desist.
post me without me knowing that was gonna happen, so I will sue.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You've been served.
No.
Mr.
Cease and
Dobrik.
desist.
But he could bring, Dobrik's pizza and like he could cater.
That shit's nasty. On the
I've never
record.
been.
It's greasy. It's like
I feel like
pizza's greasy. That's like a wet kind of greasy, like dunked in grease.
it was bad.
Not good.
Okay.
Not like, oh my God, I'm gonna go refund, but like it was bad. Yes.
Doja Cat needs to be there.
Doja Cat needs to be there. She'll perform.
You know what? I also earlier I said she would benefit from shutting the fuck up, but I have to take it back because she's winning. Like
she is winning.
She doesn't need to shut the fuck up at all.
I think too, she'd be my performer, and I would allow, like, I don't support that kind of stuff, but I would allow her to do like her whatever bit she wants. If there's little demons in there, it's fine.
I think she would be an excellent guest, but she might be awful, but who knows?
My grandma might have a heart attack, you know, if she showed up, but
She's so gorgeous.
she is. She's stunning. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Like she just like so cute.
I love what, like, I actually met her makeup artist one time, and I was just like, you slay her beat every single time.
Who is her makeup artist?
Her name's Laurel.
Oh, okay.
She, like, I met her, she was doing a friend of mine's makeup actually, and she was like, yeah, I do Doja's. I'm like, you are an icon.
Yeah.
You're a legend. And she did all the makeup for the dancers last night
Oh,
at the VMAs. Yeah.
That's
I
so
saw her
cool.
story, and she's like, just did 30 dancers' makeups. I was like, that's so cool.
That must have taken so long.
Yeah.
She
Probably
had to have assistants.
I think she had an assistant. Yeah.
Like that'd be crazy.
Just like dumping red blood on them.
Arianka.
Here's my thing.
Arianka.
I'm going to be getting married. She has a thing for married men. So.
Are you worried you're going to get hit on?
I'm worried she's going to go after my man. And I'm going to have to fight her.
She does have a thing for married men.
I'm going to have to tussle with her.
She's a thing for like taken men.
Taken men.
She literally wrote a song like break up with your girlfriend. I'm
bored. Like,
so what did we expect from her?
Like, I know Ariana Grande fans will come after me for saying that, but like at the same time, like she said she does that.
No,
she
like,
literally said it in a song.
No, like I don't care what people say about her. She's at my wedding.
Really?
She's at my wedding, and she's my best man, and she's in a tuxedo.
That's a hot take.
I love Ariana Grande.
I've been watching all the videos of people at Disney saying that she was really nasty to everybody there when like that's the happiest place on earth. So I don't want her there. Cease and desist.
She could be nasty all day at my wedding. I do not care. I just love her.
I don't hate her, and I
miss when she was more Latina, but now she's Korean.
Yeah, what is she? She's Korean, right? Yeah.
Her switch up from her super tan to now, from victorious red hair, is like wild. It's like actually wild.
You know when they do those radio things where it's like, I'm Ariana Grande and you're listening to or whatever. So hers came up, and it wasn't like, I don't know what she sounds like anymore, but it sounded like Kat from Victorious, and I was triggered. I was like, who is she now? What is she doing?
She's just being herself. She's just a silly girl having fun.
And I want to go on the record and say I don't hate her. It's not that I hate her. I just think there's something going on there that she needs to fix and come back to us.
I think you're wrong. I think she's perfect.
And
she's
you know
the queen.
Opinions are opinions, and they're going to be there, and yours could be wrong.
My first dance will be to The Light Is Coming on Summer.
And you guys are going to be strapped to the ceiling, so it's like the music video.
No, it's just me. The light is coming to bring back literally, that song, I can't. Okay, Jamie Lynn Spears.
No. Do you see she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars? Girl, stop grasping for fame at any chance you can. You're not going to come to my wedding and do that either. Cease and desist.
Girl, she looks bad.
She's just like when she was on Call Her Daddy, the shit that she said, she was like, it's just that like people don't understand. Like there's nothing to not get. Like you're a piece of shit. Like that's it. You have no story to tell.
I know. I also don't know. Like, I'm gonna be so real. Like, I have not paid attention to her at all.
There's no need to.
Yeah.
She was on that show where they had to it was like they put celebrities through the army test. I'm like, I don't care. You didn't make it 100%.
But I don't know what she was up to between Zoe 101 and now.
Country singer. I could be wrong.
What?
I think she did country music.
I would cease and desist her.
Yeah. No, 100%. That was out of the question. I went on a rant about her, but no, she's not coming.
Okay.
She's banned.
Tom Cruise.
No.
Oh, I want him at my wedding, having a Scientology breakdown.
You could just go to the Church of Scientology here and walk in. You don't need him there. He would cost a lot of money to get him there. Also, let's take a look at that picture. Look at his teeth. Focus on the middle. Do you see his middle?
Yeah,
he has one middle tooth.
Yeah, because the middle tooth lines up with his nose, right?
Mm-hmm. It's perfectly symmetrical with his face, and I think that's a really cool fact. Actually, let's invite him because I need to see that in person and unpack that.
I feel like he's probably Ryan Seacrest sized.
You think?
Yeah. He's little.
Is he? Oh, he is little.
He's
yes.
not he might be 5'7" or 5'8".
Yeah, and so if he started talking Scientology, I would just
Yeah, you
I
can.
just boop him on the head.
But so that's a cease and desist for you.
No, I'm bringing him.
You're bringing
I
him?
need to unpack the teeth. I need to see them in person.
I think I would cease and desist.
Okay.
That's just me though.
He's not going to convert me.
Okay, this is
Yes.
she's here. Abby Lee Miller.
Abby Lee Miller.
Abby Lee Miller, she would have choreographed my first dance.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll be yelling at me from the sidelines in her wheelchair because I f***ed up a move. And I'll be wearing her wig. And I think that's my perfect first dance.
I just can't wait for her to like wheel down the aisle and just be on my side as one of my groomsmen.
Yes.
She just like pushes her little stick and she comes down. She's waving like she's at like on like a float.
What is she up to? I miss her. They need to bring back Dance
She's
Moms.
actually gonna be on a reality show.
Really?
It's like the one with all the villains. She's supposed to be like have a cameo on it.
Is she a villain?
You're kidding. You're like you could roll any clip from Dance Moms. That woman is a villain. She will never be a
She's
hero.
a victim. That's how I feel.
Jojo, have you learned nothing? She's evil as She woke up one day and was like, I'm gonna traumatize children.
But is she a full-on villain?
Yes.
Come on. Look at
She
that.
might as well be in jail.
She's sweet.
Maybe in that picture. Maybe there, like if you showed that to like a Victorian child and they had no idea who she was, they'd be like, oh, she looks really nice.
She looks like a witch.
And then they would
I'm
meet
like-
her and they would pass out.
I know she's a villain, but I like to pretend she's not.
No, cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
I was gonna say yes and I'd make her like a little handicap section, but I like also don't trust that.
Okay, Lizzo. What do you think about Lizzo? I personally, I just think that like, I saw this one video on TikTok that was like, she could have done all the things. She could have like, if she had a problem with the dancers and all this stuff, like it should just not have come from her. It should have come from her people. Because the whole problem is that she's too close to these girls, like telling them feedback. And I'm like, I mean, obviously there's like the sexual harassment stuff that was like totally separate.
Yeah.
But like the comments and stuff, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I have dancer friends who are like, they're like that. The things they're complaining about are like things that just happen in the industry that no one ever brings up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's sad. So I don't know.
I think so. I met someone who had worked closely with her, and it was like for a company, and they had to work directly with her team. And she obviously is, like you said, very involved.
Yeah.
And they said that she was walking in and was like, "Who's in charge?" And the person was like, "Me." And as he was like explaining stuff to her, she was like, "You're taking too long. I need someone else." Like she was nasty. So I don't know if I love that, and I get it. Like if you're about your
I think
business,
for me, it's a cease and desist personally.
I think cease and desist.
I used to like Lizzo a lot. And like, it's not even just like the recent stuff. It's just like, I'm not a big fan anymore.
Yeah, there's just a lot to unpack with her.
I
love her music.
Also, I'm not defending her actions.
Oh,
at
no.
all,
God,
at
no.
all. Like
God,
I was
no.
not like, but I was saying like, I think that she is too involved, and like that's what is getting her in trouble. Like she needs to chill the out.
Well, we always go back to Beyonce, and like I've watching all of like her documentaries. Like Beyonce doesn't even tell the dancers that they're wrong. She'll occasionally be like, "Oh, we should do this," but then like the choreographer is the one that's being like, "You up," like because that's their job.
Yeah.
Where I feel like she's like, "That was terrible," but I'm like, Lizzo, you're not the one hitting splits and doing flips. Like you're not doing that.
I just think when I watch the Beyonce like documentaries and she's like, "It's wrong. This is awful. This is bad." I'm like, she's such a queen.
Yeah.
She just knows exactly what she wants.
But she's not shitting on them personally. She's like, "No, that was bad.
That's
like
not my vision."
Yeah.
Like she has such a clear vision.
Her
Her mind.
the mind. I wish I could have it. I wish I could like. Oh, never mind. What can I say?
What?
I was gonna say something so morbid. I'm like, you know what?
You take her brain out of her head and like have it.
I was like, can I just have her brain and
Right,
just like
right.
put it in mine?
That would be amazing. I don't even want that so bad. She's so powerful. Well, I think that the show is coming to an end. I wanted to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for all of you listening out there. Thank you so much, Louis. Can you let everyone know where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. All my name. You'll find me one
You're a
way.
Snapchatter?
I'm a Snapchatter. It's fun.
At Louis Levanti?
At Louis_Levanti. That's the only one I couldn't get something close to my at because I had to add the underscore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Snapchatter though.
Okay.
But that's where you can find me.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. And then my podcast's on YouTube, so it's on my YouTube.
Yeah. The third wheel.
Third wheeling. Yeah.
Third wheeling. Okay.
Third wheeling. Get it right.
I'm sorry. I'm such a terrible host for that. Okay, anyways, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Rico Taquito. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can and don't. So
Wait, you don't have Twitter?
I have X.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry guys. Thank you so much, campers. And please follow, rate, and review Gay and Afraid wherever you get your podcast, and subscribe to the Past Your Bedtime channel on YouTube for full video episodes. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful Tuesday. I love you. See you next week.